Hey everyone, it's Vision, and I wondered, there's so many video streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, Paramount, HBO Max, and tons of others. How about gaming subscriptions? You can pay monthly or annually for a library of games that you can play. We aren't going to get into cloud streaming, even though it will be mentioned, as I still personally prefer local downloads, but the question is, are they worth it? Game subscriptions get really expensive when you start adding them up and using multiple services. Already, you most likely pay for or borrow someone's Netflix login, like Hulu and Max too. Already, you're probably up to $40 in subscriptions, now an internet bill of $100, and the electricity to run those appliances. We get into the details for an important reason. Just because it's only $10 doesn't mean it's only $10 for you. Keep track of your subscriptions, and trust me, subscriptions are probably what's killing most people these days. And remember, you don't get to keep these games when you use these subscriptions. You will lose access when your subscription ends or you cancel. Luckily, most of these services include cloud saves, so when you sign back up, or if you purchase it on the store, you get to continue where you left off. This is where you have to find the value of these services for you. I personally use the PC Game Pass to play Forza, Gears, and I'm looking forward to playing Jedi Survivor at some point. Now, I don't want to play Gears 5 100 times, I just play the campaign once, maybe twice, some multiplayer, and move on. But for some games like Rainbow Six Siege, a live service game, I'd recommend just go buy the game. And then, let's say for the pass, once I'm done, or nothing else interests me for that month, I'll cancel. Each service also includes its own basic discounts and rewards for their own libraries, so I won't really go over that. But now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about those specific services, at least the big ones. Let's first take a look at what I think is the biggest and best value for a gaming subscription, and it's the Xbox Game Pass. Unfortunately, Xbox raised its pricings in the middle of making this video, so let's get into those changes. Xbox has 3 versions of its subscriptions. PC originally was $9.99, now it's $11.99. Core, which is just the console membership, is still $99, and plus you get a very limited Game Pass and all the services that it had before. The Ultimate includes Xbox Game Pass with online play, computer access, or the PC version, cloud play, disc store discounts, and EA Play. Ultimate was $16.99, now it's $19.99. And yeah, $20 sounds like a real good deal for a year, but that's $240 for an entire year. You'll no longer get day one releases with the latest pricing changes using Core, which was probably the best reason to invest into it before. That's no longer there. You have to purchase Ultimate. Even if you don't have a PC, you're going to be kind of paying for a service you don't use. And of course, this happens right before Black Ops 6. What great timing. Although Xbox themselves are not making the best plays right now, they provide a lot of games from a lot of different companies. For example, you get all the Microsoft games and Microsoft purchased companies like Bethesda. You also get access to EA Play included with Ultimate. And we're not going to comment on their unique strategy of purchasing a company and then shutting it down when they come out with a good game. They also give a few free games consistently as you're subscribed. Xbox Game Pass Core comes with the online play, replacing Xbox Gold for you veterans. And their limited Game Pass catalog, you get access to only on the console. Ultimate comes with the console, Gold, which is online play, PC access, and probably the most important is day one access for the full Game Pass library. If you're a diehard Xbox player, also on PC, Ultimate's kind of the way to go. PC for me, though, is a great value at only $9.99. But if you go for the Ultimate, $240 a year is a lot. It's not cheap. If you do some mental gymnastics, you can purchase 4 AAA games during the year for $60, and you're kind of paying for that already. Of course, you don't get to keep those games, so it's a trade-off. It can be cheaper for an adult purchasing a game for their kids and buying those 4 games. And yes, AAA and Quad A aren't really worth it these days, but I think you get the point. If your kid's gonna play a game for 5 days and then go back to Fortnite the rest of the year, it might be worth it. EA Play comes with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, but for EA Play itself, it's only $5.99 a month. This gives you whatever games they want to give to you, but there's no day one titles. There is EA Play Pro at $16.99. It does give you more games that you can access, including day one access to new EA titles, but I'd really recommend checking out the entire library before you subscribe, and they do let you see the entire library, which is pretty cool. But do note, you cannot upgrade your Xbox Game Pass Ultimate EA Play to Pro. If you want to get day one for that, you have to buy its own subscription. One kind of cool thing that they do is you can actually subscribe to EA Play within Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, and their own app on PC, of course. EA being EA, there's not much to say about them. If you're into sport games, I'd say get this for $5.99 if your Madden game's on there. Mathing it up, Madden 24 was released at $69.99. Although I'd rather you play any other game. If you're playing Madden, you're already going to get next year's versions. There's no questions, and you're going to lose every one of your draft picks. I don't know how the game works. I'm probably wrong with that, but I know you lose your money. With that, you also get EA's other games on release for the same price. However, I can't recommend EA Play Pro. This does come down to a personal opinion, of course, as of this entire video, minus the specific facts. It's not really worth it to me. I don't really see the value in those. On the PlayStation end, similar deal to Xbox. Instead of getting EA Play, you get Ubisoft Plus Classic. A quick breakdown: PlayStation Essentials, $9.99, which is their standard online play, and you also get a few free games every month like Xbox. PlayStation Extra, which you can get their library of games, PlayStations, plus Ubisoft Plus Classic for only $14.99. This does not give you day one access to games, similar to EA Play, which if you're also stuck with Ubisoft Plus Classic, and you can't upgrade unless you get it individually again. There is also PlayStation Plus Premium for $17.99, which is cheaper than the $20, but you don't get day one access, but you do get cloud. So maybe if you purchase the PlayStation Portal, might be worth it. Want to play on your phone, could be worth it. Their game libraries also come with good PlayStation games, although there is less quantity overall than Xbox, but there is a fight to say quality over quantity. Personal opinion, everyone likes their own games, especially if you chose Xbox over PlayStation or vice versa. You need to dig into their libraries to see if it's worth it. I recommend if you don't want cloud, just get PlayStation Plus Extra. It's probably worth it. Speaking of Ubisoft Plus, they also have their two versions. Ubisoft Plus Classics for $7.99, which gives you whatever they want to put on that list, or you can get Ubisoft Plus Premium for $17.99, which gets you most of their games, but most importantly gets you day one access to their games. Now this does make me a bit sad. Ubisoft is one of my favorite developers. They have had a lot of recent misses, especially with the Assassin's Creed game that's going to be coming out and the news behind that. But they came out with classics like Assassin's Creed 2, Far Cry 3, and all the Tom Clancy games. I can't really recommend getting their subscription at the current moment. The classics doesn't include Assassin's Creed Mirage, which came out October 5th, 2023. And that's almost a year ago. Compare that to the EA Play Pro. It doesn't look as strong, but it does include Jedi Survivor, which is a strong game, which in fairness, it has been out more than a year, released on April 28th of 2023. So if Mirage turns a year and then adds to classics, I might be able to understand and might be able to forgive that. Of course, as we talk about Xbox and PlayStation, they're pretty similar with the services they provide. Even their own smaller companies that they include, that being EA and Ubisoft, it's back to the good old days of Xbox versus PlayStation, but not in the same way. It's Microsoft versus PlayStation, and they're going into their own respective streaming wars. They want you to subscribe, they want your yearly return, and they want you to forget that you're subscribed. This can be beneficial to the consumer, but you have to know when, but you have to be aware that you're subscribed and cancel when you don't need it. There's so many subscriptions, it really is a drag. Everything is a subscription these days. Yeah, you can buy your games, even physical copies, but all of them are basically CD keys, and they can be taken away from you any point that they want. They really can. There is a bright side though. If you use the subscription route and cancel monthly like I do, I believe you can gain the system by getting your money's worth. Jedi Survivor came out for $70. If you get EA Play at its lowest for $5.99 at 1 month, you can beat it within that time, keep your money, move on. The other coin is you can't play it whenever you want. It's kind of the future that we're going towards. Everything is going to be a subscription. Gaming is more and more expensive and convenient, and games have always been expensive, and they'll only get more expensive as players want more and developers want to do more. The other 90% of that coin is the games company's greed, but that's an entirely different discussion between the corpos behind it. It's not the devs, it's not the artist's fault, it's the money and investors behind it. So do me a favor, skip that next cosmetic item purchase. You don't need it. Trust me, look at my Valorant collection and CS skins. I had to stop for my health. Maybe put that towards a subscription, bust out like 20, 30 games out of a Game Pass in 1 month. Probably very not doable, but I'd recommend doing that, especially those indie games. They have a lot of good indie games on those services. So, are they worth it? It really depends on the person, the player, the person who's purchasing it. I personally switch games a lot, so it's probably more worth it for me, which is why I do the Xbox PC one. Every few months, I'll take a look at their library, see a game, play it, I'm good. That's $10 for a game that I probably would have spent or needed to spend $30. Of course, when you have PlayStation or an Xbox or PC, it's a no-brainer. It's when you have all three of them, that's when you're gonna have a problem. But I would recommend just getting Ultimate. It'll give you access to the PC and Xbox plus day one. PlayStations don't really come out day one like Xbox, so I couldn't really recommend subscribing other than the base, maybe the plus. Or just do what I do. Get the subscription when you feel like it, and then cancel. Don't let the AAA companies take more than what they already do. Support small indie companies, and more importantly, enjoy your games. Just make sure that you cancel. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you think about game services down below in the comments. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a like below, and I appreciate everyone for watching. Have a good one.